Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing great. Wonderful Thursday morning here in the United States, at least here in Kansas. Oh, Mother Nature's still having a cow. She don't know what she wants to do. 67 one day. Today it's going to be 43. Tell you what, she needs to take her meds. Your way. Good morning, Undead Wiccan. Thank you very much for the subscription, sir. It's greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Delta Fleece. It's okay. I was rocking out this morning, had my speakers on, waking up my neighbors because you know what? I don't care. They wake me up enough. So how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. How's the family? Oh, we're just getting started this morning. We are wide awake. We are ornery. We are in a mood today. That's right. We are in a mood. I feel sorry for everybody this morning. Excuse me just one moment. No matter how much I prepare, it seems like I always have something that seems to fall right in my eye just as we go live. Never fails. All right, get these things back on so I can see. Oh, you're welcome. I've been up most of the night, the morning, stayed up with my wife who works from home. And I kind of messes around some. My wife was in a mood yesterday. Asked her a question last night. I didn't exactly get the nicest answer. I don't know why. I don't guess she didn't like the question. It wasn't a bad question. It really wasn't. I just asked her if there was something around here that was shaped like a, well, I'm not going to get into what it was shaped like, but she gave me the bird. But, okay. So I had a not so nice response right back for her. But just sitting back, really, computer again. It's a bit rough to go these past few months. Yeah, I understand. We are starting off a little bit disorganized this morning, so excuse me. There's going to be a quick little rattle here as I move something to the side. I just love it when my wife walks up here to the computer desk and throws stuff on it. I don't know what any of this stuff is. It wasn't here last night when I went to bed. But welcome in, everybody. We are just back this morning. We are playing some more Elite Dangerous. We are, let's see, which ship are we in anyway? We're in our Crate Phantom. What did we do last night? Last night we did something, but I've slept since then, so I actually don't remember what I did. That's bad. That is bad. I really do not remember what I did. Whatever it is turned out pretty good because I've now got a balance of 42 million credits. Or I know after yesterday's stream, it was somewhere around 27 or 28. So I apparently did something right. Not sure what though, but I did something. Hey, good morning, Riven. How you doing this morning, sir? Welcome in. Man, you starting with that hydrate already? It's okay, I need it. Hey. Oh, I am sorry about that, Commander. I am so sorry about that. Thank you for the raid. I will have to check the bot to see what is wrong with it doing that. Commander Zorda Dundee, thank you very much for the raid, sir. Welcome in, and thank you for bringing your community over. We're just getting started this morning. We are just getting started. Yeah. My bot's got an attitude this morning. Gonna have to figure out what's wrong with her and check that out. I do apologize about that, but yes, welcome in all raiders. Welcome in. So we're just getting started this morning. Let me get you a shout out, Commander. There we go. Sakura Ashton, thank you very much for the follows. Greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Delta Fleece. Commander Zorda Dundee, thank you very much for the follow. It's also greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Delta Fleece, and welcome in, everybody. Killfear21, thank you very much for the follow. Siphon Dex, thank you very much for the follow. Now, this is the way we get the morning started. This gets me pumped up, and this gets me all excited and going on. But welcome in. Hope everybody's doing well today. Commander Zorda Dundee, how exactly was your stream today, sir? I hope it was great. Ladies and gentlemen, please go check out Zorda Dundee. Make sure you give him a follow and tell him that Astro sent you over. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No, unfortunately, I don't do a lot of combat. Not yet. Not yet. I do some of it in the off stream so I can get used to it when I blow up. I can laugh at myself and sit here and kind of fuss and hang my head and, criticize myself badly. But, I'm my own worst critic. I am my own worst critic. I'll admit to that. I always have been. I always have been. All right, Undead Wicked. We're just going to do some, actually, I hadn't even really decided what I was going to do yet this morning, but I guess we're going to go get some, fill up some supply orders that these people need. Just to kind of be on the safe side, be nice to them, help them out as much as possible. I don't know why hostile ships would come attack me for clothing. I really don't. No. I'm just in a desperate need of money right now. I think I just don't have very much of it. So I'm using my little cheat up there in the top in the other monitor. Finding the commodities, making them all nice and easy. Oh. I said I'm a little disorganized this morning. We are just getting started. But welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. We're just here to have a good time, have fun, get some laughs in. I got friends who come in all the time. They insult me. Yeah, it's okay. It's all fun. That's all part of the show. Let's see. Where are we going? We are going to... Man, every time I see this system's name of Bakadenika or whatever it is, I just want to say badunkadunk. Don't know why. I don't know why. Guess maybe because it sounds better to me. Listened to too much country music over the years. It's all catching up. All catching up. And yes, Riven, I know that I do owe you a hydrate, sir. So this is going to hurt because this water is cold this morning. It's very cold. And what's interesting is one of those ice cubes has something in it. What is that? Whatever it is, it's not in there anymore. Guess that's what I get for not looking at my ice before I start putting my cup in the mornings. Do you run a faction? No, actually, I really don't. Not yet. I've got a lot of not yet. I do have an... Well, let's just say it, not yet. I was going to say a butt ton, but yeah. Not yet. Hopefully something soon. Exactly. Exactly. Should rename it to that. I know it would. No Man's Sky. Yeah. We are, let's see. One day I'll get used to the fact that I can't check stuff while I'm in hyperspace. I kind of do a little bit of everything for everybody. They need it, I go get it. And combat is not one of my strong suits, at least not in this game yet. Like I said, I do a lot of practice off stream because I'm not that great at it. A lot of ships go boom and, well, you know. But I always sit back and laugh at myself. I sit back and laugh at myself on planetary missions when I blow up too. Doesn't help when you have a friend who comes in and he clips all of your explosions. Yes. I think he wants to make the greatest explosions of Astro videotape available for everybody across the galaxy. Actually, I just think he likes to sit back after we're offline just so he can watch them and laugh continuously about it. Oh, but yeah, it's Thursday morning here where we are. Friday's quickly approaching the end of the week. I can't wait because I've got a lot of things I've got to do this weekend to make up after all that cold blast we had last weekend. And I am so behind on doing things. Last week we went without hot water for better part of a week, and we were really behind. Really behind. My wife complains because I sit here and play video games. Like, but I'm streaming. No, you need to get up and help me. I do help her with everything. Yet she makes it always sound like I don't. However, the one thing I do help her with is the cooking because she's. Okay, we're going to slow down to wait here. Come on. Let me in. Let me in. As a fellow married man, I will not take sides. I know they talk. Yeah. My wife, she likes to talk with my friends' wives. And the usual thing is I'm a bad influence. I've always been called a bad influence. And I don't know why. I really don't. I really don't. Because most time before I met them, I had given up brandy, given up cigars. They got me back into that. It's all their fault. But I'm the one who gets blamed for it. I'm the one who gets blamed. Do y'all know that some Starship pilots might have to go to the bathroom? We don't have facilities on our ship. We're not like a little RV. Let me in. Let me in. Okay. We are more susceptible to influence than they are. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that. I actually have to make sure she's upstairs sleeping. Okay. Yeah. I gotta make sure she's upstairs sleeping. I could talk bad about her cooking. Talk bad about some things, but she don't like it when I criticize her otherwise. And she also gets mad every time she comes back in from the beauty shop if I don't notice that she's got her hair done differently. Her nails are done. Like, I pay attention to her nails. All right, so we're just going to auto launch and get off the dock platform here. We're going to go back to our little home. We're probably going to go tonight, go see our engineer. Go give him a nice howdy do. He wants his 100,000 credits and bounty vouchers. Yeah. I haven't seen him yet. But don't get me wrong. I love my wife. I really do. We've been married for going on 18 years. We have loud discussions, sometimes very loud discussions. But in the end, we always kind of kiss, hug each other, make up. Honey, I'm sorry. I love you. I don't want to fight with you. Yeah. She bakes me cookies. Yeah, she bakes me a lot of cookies. And we just all get along. That is until she takes my truck and wrecks it. Yeah. But she's a good old Kansas farm girl. Yep. Who fell in love with a swamp rat from Louisiana. That's me. That's me. That's about the only way I can ever describe myself. Just a swamp rat from back home. I used to tell her about some of the stuff we used to cook and eat, and she just would sit there and she'd make faces like, "You eat that?" Yeah. I met her at Mardi Gras one year. We went to a little restaurant down there. I had crawfish etouffee. She decided to try alligator. And after she got it, she wasn't sure she really wanted it. So we ended up swapping plates and gave her my my etouffee, and I took her alligator. Yep. She still tried some. She wasn't too keen on the taste, but she still tried some. Damn it, now I'm hungry. Thanks. I'm I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get up at 4:15 to stream. My breakfast consists of a spoon of peanut butter because I really don't want to try to eat anything heavy yet. Hey, good morning, Imfried. How are you doing this morning? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in a good friend of the stream, Mr. Imfried 2010. If you don't know who he is, please click that link over, give him a follow. Leave his notification bell on. Make sure you tell him Astro sent you over. This is my friend who does all the clips. He likes making fun of my explosions. Yep. And he blasts them every place, too. Yep. You're cold? If you're cold, man, move down to Florida. I'm sorry, you're cold. Turn the heater on. And you know, that was something my wife did the other night. Monday night, it got up to about 62 outside. She went and she turned the heater off. But one thing I didn't realize she did was she turned the fan from automatic on the thermostat to on. So the fan blew continuously all night. So that night when it dropped down in the 40s a little bit, my sinuses went into overdrive because all the cold air circulating around the house. Couldn't figure out why it was so cold when I got up that morning. I went and looked at the thermostat. Yeah. We had to make sure to turn the thermostat back on correctly last night. Yeah. Still say she's trying to kill me at times. Ooh, that's a good amount of money. That's a good amount of money. Let me see. Man, I just need to bookmark that system because it seems like that's where everything is going from. I mean, 25 units of something for 4 million credits? I need the money. I'll take it. Why are you... Sometimes my controller messes up and doesn't give me... It's like it locks me out sometimes. But we're good. I was out in the dang cold most of the night. Heat's on, it's set to 70, and somehow my dang stairs turned into a... Your stairs turned into a seesaw. Does that mean you actually climbed up them and you slipped and fell back down them? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you have to apologize, folks. Every now and then I hear a strange noise in my house that makes me kind of look up to try to figure out what it is. My house is 114 years old. It's got creaks, it's got groans. I've got 12 dogs, but I hear sounds sometimes I know that don't come from the dogs. They rock as I walk up them worse than they have all week. That's not good. That is not good, Infreed. Not at all. Not at all. Because that sounds like something that's on the verge of collapse. That sounds like something on the verge of collapse. I mean, I know you're a big guy, but I mean, stairs should not be moving at all. It should be firmly anchored in place because if not, it's a fall hazard. I'm thinking the frost is pushing up on the concrete. Could very well be. It could very well be. But you do need to be careful about that quite a bit. Anything like that that undermines the stability of something can cause it to collapse. Because it's not properly anchored, the center of gravity is shifted. And for you or your wife, it could just completely go. But as cold as it's been lately, yeah. Oh, yeah. Water could have built up against the concrete, and as it refroze, it shoved it back up. I have seen that. You just really got to be careful about that. Really have to be. No engineer having familiar with construction, but I've heard of that before. Happened in my area. It gets pretty damn cold here in the Midwest. Oh. I know around here that there are certain things that they don't like doing in certain times of the year. Things don't cure properly, things get moisture in them, and move items around. Concrete being one. I actually forgot for a moment what I came in here for. Let's make sure we actually did buy the stuff. Okay. Maybe I should buy some extra just in case. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. That was not what I meant to do. Oh. Hey, Sask, how you doing today, sir? Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, old man, just got off work. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. How are you? How's the family doing? Hope y'all are all well. Dang hot cold cycles we've been having, especially, but yeah. So you've been having to deal with that with your wife, and the hot and cold cycles we've been going through have been playing hell on my arthritis. It has been unbearable at times. And no one likes doing anything structural in the winter, but sometimes we're like, yeah. Sometimes they'll do it. They don't like it. They have to attempt to continue to reinforce it a lot more than normal. But yes, my arthritis is, yeah. Let's just say that the more I stay in bed or the more I stay in a sitting position, the swelling in my feet go down. I stand up for about 5 to 10 minutes, and yeah, they look like little watermelons. They get huge. Then the pain starts, and I have problems keeping weight on them. And for those of you who don't know, I have bad arthritis in my legs. Every joint, including my toes. Courtesy of some abuse I went through as a child. So when the weather changes, I know it. When a bad storm is coming in, I know it. Sometimes it flares up just because it wants to make my life a living hell. But I don't let it get me down. I don't let it stop me. I've learned what I can do, what I can't do. And even sometimes I still push it. Yep. I'm running on maybe 3 hours of sleep and passed out in the truck when I parked in front of the house. It's the last thing I want to deal with today. Yeah, man, you got to be careful about that. You got to be careful about that. I know you have not been getting a lot of sleep lately because I've been seeing you in streams when you really should be getting rest. But, you know, a lot of us are not getting very much sleep anymore for some reason. For some. Don't know if it's weather, don't know if it's stress, don't know if it's our body telling us, hey, you need to change things. But, you know, my worst flare-up arthritis was 3 years ago in January. I was bedridden for about 2.5 months. Hips, knees, ankles, they all flared up, and it spread a little bit to my lower back. I could not move. And when I did get out of bed, I looked like I was a walking robot because my joints did not bend. I could not get them to relax enough to give. Finally, one day I just woke up, started walking, and realizing that my joints had loosened up. We thought we were going to be like that for a long time. I thought that was the end of it. My doctor had always warned me within 5 years I'd have been in a wheelchair. It's been 8 years now, and I'm still able to move around. Yeah. Honestly, the way the climate has been shifting, I wouldn't be surprised if they suggest the foundation's put down deeper. I think the seasons have shifted. I really think the seasons have shifted. Used to be that here in Kansas, August and September used to be our hottest months. Now it's June and July. You know, spring starts earlier, winter starts sooner. Yeah. Know that feeling, though not to the extent of a torn rotator cuff that can't be repaired? Oh, yeah. It doesn't help. All my doctor says is, it's hell getting old, isn't it? And I always look at him and say, yeah. Somebody who's about 10 years younger than me, yeah, I guess so. It's easy to say that. We're just going to take some courier missions. We're going to get away from here for a little bit. See, we're not going to do wet work. I'll consider that one. I'll consider that one. I don't have room for 3,400 anything. Whoops. I definitely did not want to accept that, and I'm glad I caught myself. Man. Okay, we're just getting away from the station for a little bit. Let's see where's our first one taking us. Darian. We're just going to spend some time in space. Yep. With Blazing having vertigo and her seizures, that is very unsafe for her. So now I have to stay up at least a little past daylight to get those darn steps checked out. Yeah, man. And the worst thing is that there may not be anything you can do until summertime. If the ground really is frozen, you may just have to deal with it until then. We've had to deal with some stuff like that before, where something loosened up, where we had to dig around it when it got warmer, expand the holes around it, pour more concrete in to restabilize it. But they've got something new that's been on the market for a couple years now that we have had to use in the wintertime when we've needed to. It's kind of like an expanding foam. You mix it up in its bag and you just pour it in, and it swells up like the cans of insulating foam. And it holds just like concrete. And in fact, it gets as strong as concrete. You don't have the mess, you don't have the mixing, you don't have to worry about pouring anything. One thing you have to be careful about, do not get this crap on your skin. But it works great. Yeah. I know I'll have to so I can actually go to bed because it's extremely exciting. Yeah. Ooh. Step sit on the expansion joint of the concrete pad. Yeah, they're not going to like that. But you know what? If it's their concrete, if it is their concrete, it's on them to fix it, not you. You may have to do something to stabilize it for yourself and your wife, and they may not like it, but they're just going to have to eat it and deal with it. But yeah, if it's part of their pad, that is their responsibility, not yours. Just like if your trailer is sitting on concrete pad, concrete runners, because I've seen some trailer parks where all they do is have runners for the tires themselves and the cinder blocks to sit on. If those crack, that's their responsibility. Yeah, I definitely check into them about that. If they won't do anything about it. If they won't do anything, you get them to put it in writing, because this way here, you're covered if you have to start digging it out to fix it yourself. Because you've got to do what you've got to do to make it safe for your family. When I lived in a mobile home park in Baton Rouge, our landlord, this guy was a real estate investor and developer. He had a lot of money. We had problems on something that was part of his park. He was quick to fix it. He really was. We had an issue with our driveway. Severe cracks in it. We had chunks of concrete actually coming out of it. He came out there one day with his crew, had us start parking in the grass that he didn't want anybody to do. It was part of our lease not to do that. He came out there with his crew one morning. He tore out our concrete driveway and reported. He wanted to make it safe because my grandmother almost fell one time tripping over a piece of concrete. But he knew that was his responsibility. He took care of it quickly. He didn't hesitate. See, I think I got something already going there, so we'll grab them. You know what? They don't pay very much, but I'll just grab all these anyway. No, I don't know what I'm grabbing. I don't know what distance it is. It's all good. I live in a Sun Homes community trailer park, and it's owned by a group of corporate lawyers. Oh. How quick are they to make repairs to maintenance issues? That will be your true question right there. Because if they're quick to take care of maintenance issues, you should have no problem with them. If they're slow and drag their feet, okay, if they're slow and they drag their feet, that means that they're not going to do crap about it. Unfortunately. I mean, my old landlord, he was great. If we had any problems at any time, all we had to do was call him on the phone. That's all we ever had to do. You know, we talked to his secretary, we left a message, and most of the time, within an hour or two, he was back on the phone calling us day, night. He wanted to make sure, find out what the issue was so that he could get it corrected. You know, he was good to work with. If something happened, and I mean, we had a flood one year that couldn't go to work for, I couldn't go to work for a week because I was trapped in my mobile home because the water came up so high and the tailpipe of my truck was inside the flood waters. Well, told him my rent was going to be just a little bit late. Explained to him why. He was fine with it. He was absolutely fine with it. He had no problem at all. He even told me that if I, wasn't able to make the rent that month, that when the next rent payment came due, just pay double if I could. And if I needed help or something, just call him and let him know. He was a really good guy. He was really nice. staying pretty much with me, so we're going to have to pull out weapon pods here shortly. Looks like we're going to show everybody exactly how bad we are at combat. You know one thing, if I can get his shields down and I got my shields up, I will ram him. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Become a little high for entering orbit. Now, you don't want to hear it, but you may want to consider moving before something comes. Yeah, but oh, that's a big cost that a lot of people can't afford. Usually, when they're planning on moving, they have to save up for that because it's what was it to move, set up my trailer? I think it was close to $1,200, $1,500. It's usually the park manager saying it's not an issue or it's not in my budget. I'm sure if I call the corporate office, well, yeah, because I mean it's a potential accident waiting to happen and a potential lawsuit. I mean it's and it's not like it's anything you've done. This is clearly moisture has gotten in somewhere, and the weather has kind of pushed the issue and situation and made it worse. We're 225 kilometers above the surface and dropping. Start pulling up a little bit. $59 down bubble. Start pulling up at the last second. And you see, I've gotten a lot better at gliding down toward the planets. I'm a lot closer to the settlements than I used to be. First time I entered a planetary system to get to a settlement, I was 125 kilometers off target. Firing reverse thrusters. Well, yeah, and they always cash rent checks quickly. I always do. I live in an apartment in Dallas. You know what they did when I had a dishwasher that busted the water line, flooded my kitchen area, flooded part of my living room. They came in, they cleaned it all up. They repaired the dishwasher too. But 2 months later, when black mold started appearing in the back of some of my counters, my cabinets, the maintenance guys didn't try to scrape it. They didn't try to spray it. I watched him. He took a can of white paint and painted over it. And I made sure to document it so that when I moved and they tried to hit me with it, I could say, your guys did it. I didn't. My hot water heater ruptured one day while I was at work. Luckily, my dog didn't get burned. Walk in, everything smelling musty. Mind you, I worked from 2 p.m. to midnight. Everything's musty. Walk in my closet, everything that's on the floor is ruined. My clothes, they all smelled like crap. I had to go to work the next day with clothes that smelled like that. And my boss is just looking at me going, man, you cannot go to clients' businesses smelling like that. So he sent me home. They paid to rewash all my clothing. Got another one here. They paid to rewash all my clothing. Because it was going to be a couple days to get another hot water heater in there, they had an empty apartment 2 doors down from mine. They let me go into and shower and use the bathroom. The only thing was I had to keep the place clean, and I had to put something on the door in case they went to go show the apartment and I would happen to be in it. But kept everything clean, cleaned up after myself. Nobody could ever tell I was in there. I wiped down the shower walls, cleaned it just like my own apartment. No. I'm working on that. I want out of here, but with everything going on in the world for last year, yeah. Come to find out that I had a couple metal toolboxes that were on the floor in the closet there that had flooded. And when I moved out, the company at the time had logged in that the rust spots were there. That was their fault, not mine. They had logged all this information down. So they sold to somebody else. And when they sold to this other company, I guess the other company didn't bother checking records. So when I moved out, they checked off on the list that, everything was okay, everything was clean. And then 2 months later, I got a bill saying that they were keeping the security deposit because there was rust on the carpet. But I had a copy of what the other management company had wrote, so I had to send it to them. I wasn't paying it because I was already absolved of that issue because the hot water tank had come apart. We had somebody on the third floor one time had a bad water leak. They never reported it. Lady who lived above me, she never knew there was a leak. Me, I was always on the receiving end because I had a big water stain appearing on my ceiling and just growing. So I had to report it to them. They cut holes in my bathroom ceiling, her bathroom floor, tore apart part of the closet. This was before the hot water heater incident. Tore apart part of the utility closet in my kitchen. Couldn't find anything. Ended up going to the third floor. And the guy's toilet had been leaking that entire time. And the toilet was almost going through the floor. That's how much the floor had rotted. He never answered the question as to why he never reported it to him. But because I was starting to have an issue and reported it, they found it. They evicted him. They evicted him big time. Because they had to rebuild that entire bathroom because of him. Then last year, my wife has been declared medically disabled, making a family $4,000 to $2,000. Yeah. Oni 2211, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Follow is greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Delta Fleece as I go flying past this station at an incredible rate of speed. Hope you're doing well. But you know, Infried, we've always been that way. My wife and I, always. Every time we start, getting a little nest egg saved up, something always happens. Always. Never fails. Never fails. Wife got sick. She needed surgery. We got all that taken care of. Start saving up money again. Sewer line collapsed in the backyard. That was a nightmare. Got all that taken care of. Got it paid up. Start building up money again. This time it's the water line from the front yard that collapsed. Yeah. It's not them, it's dogs getting sick and needing surgery. Not just one, it's two. And then we can't forget scraping money together to where she could go to her nephew's high school graduation and she hits the deer with my truck. That one was a hard one. We scraped up just enough money so that she could go to it, and then we had to scrape up another $500 for a deductible. The only good thing that has happened in the last year is the friends I've made on Twitch. Man. You know, if you always have problems, you can always come to us. You can always talk to us. We'll see what we can do to help out. Why? Because that's what friends are for. That's what friends are always for. You know, true friends are the ones who are always there when you need them. Yep. True friends are always there. Well, We're glad to call you friend too, man. Always, always. You know, we've made some good friends on Twitch too. I mean, I never knew Jimmy, never knew Norm, Bane, RG. If it wasn't for Twitch, I never would have known him at all. I've been stuck in my little world here in Kansas. I never would have made you for a friend. I mean, it's... You know, for these things, instead of this big ship, I could have taken my small little Explorer. A lot faster, longer jump ranges. But yeah, man, I mean, I've made a lot of great friends here. A lot. You know, people always say that relationships, both meaning friendships and, you know, romantic type, never last because we don't know really much about each other except what we choose to tell. Oh, that's crap. You can become friends. You can become friends online. You always can. But I will also say that I've come across some people I would really never choose to associate with in the real world. Because sometimes I think that the mannerisms that people portray online are actually them. Not an act. It's that's the way that they really act in real life. I've always been the person that I'm a nice guy. I'll help anybody out who needs the help. But you ever cross me and, you know, I could be your worst enemy. Watching my heat for a moment. Yeah. You know, I had one buddy decide to play jokes on me back in the 90s. He signed me up for AARP stuff when I was 25. Yep. Started getting all this stuff in the mail. All of a sudden, about 2 months, 3 months later, he confessed that he was the one who did it. So I got back at him. And I got back at him the only way I could. I went and signed him up for every gay porn mailing advertisement I could find. And he couldn't figure out how he was getting this stuff in the mail. And this is when they were sending free samples in the mail. He was getting videos. He was getting all kinds of things. I thought it was just revenge. He signed me up for AARP. He started getting all kinds of weird stuff in the mail. He couldn't get it to stop. I couldn't get the AARP stuff to stop. So I moved up here to Kansas. So they just followed my address and kept sending me things. So finally, one year, I decided, you know what? Deal with this. I'm just going to attempt to sign up for truck insurance with them. I was 48. So I called them up. I'm talking to them on the phone. They ask me my age, and I tell it to them. They're like, "You're 48?" "Oh, yeah." "Oh, you're too young to sign up with us." It's like, but I've been getting your stuff in the mail now for the past 23 years. So I mean, I think I should be entitled to something here. It's like, no, no. But since my wife is a couple of years older than me, she can actually qualify. I don't get that because I mean, she's not in her 60s. She is 2 years older than I am. Yep. She will be 56 in April, and I will be 54 in August. Yep. But somehow she could qualify for discounts on hotel rooms and things like that I can't get. Look, what's the difference? Hey, good morning, Blazing Butterfly. How are you doing this morning, ma'am? I hope you are doing well. You know, Blazing, I do have to tell you that I see you trying to cause trouble sometimes in Big Guy Stream. I do. You may not think I'm there, but I'm there and I'm watching. So, yes, your husband, you're not completely innocent. Yes, would be better in a few. Oh, don't play all innocent with the question marks. Don't. No, ma'am. I'm going to tell you that's not going to fly. No, ma'am. No, no, no. Because I've seen you kind of trying to start some things a little bit. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Slow Sweet. How are you doing this morning, sir? I'm doing this morning. Welcome in. Let's see. I don't think we've got anything else here. Nope. We're good. Oh, talking about food last night. Oh, we're talking about the food last night. We're talking about the conversation the night before. The one the night before that. Okay, so you can go ahead and kind of portray yourself a little bit as, you know, sweet, innocent one. But, you know, your husband did kind of warn me about you a little bit. It's like, nah, she's not like that. She's a little sweetheart. She wouldn't do anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yep. He did? Oh, yes, ma'am, he did. He told me that you weren't the perfect little angel that you portrayed yourself as being. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. He ratted you out. She also kept me up for an hour with her audio issue yesterday after I went to lay down, and it was simple as plugging the mic jack into the headphone port. Well, she's your wife. You're supposed to help her out. Yeah. My My wife woke me up one time when I was having problems sleeping. I mean, bad problems. I couldn't sleep at night. So she woke me up one day when I finally drifted off to sleep somewhere around 2 o'clock in the afternoon because, okay, that's where I'm going to. Because she needed help with something badly. So I got up to see what she needed help with badly. Mind you, I'm half awake. Been up for about 26 hours. She couldn't open a can in the kitchen. She couldn't open a can in the kitchen. So pulled top can and she pulled the ring off. She couldn't open the can. After I finally figured it out, I showed her it's like playing a game of match the picture. In my defense on that one, I didn't know there was a certain way to play. um, yeah, my wife kind of did that one before too. So it's not only the pictures, but they're color coded. I think it was pink for the headset and green for the microphone. I think that was hers. But yeah. But my wife is always the kind of person that, excuse me, that if she needs help, she wants it right then, right there. But if I ask her for help, I have to go in there and just about threaten to flip her chair over to get her out of it to come help me. And that's after I've been waiting for about 3 to 4 hours. So, yeah. Mine aren't color coded, unfortunately, yet. I don't pay attention to the colors. I don't. I just know where they go and plug them in. Most everything I have is all USB except for this headset that plugs into the little control thing here that's wired up. But you got to be nice to your wife. You got to help her out. You know you love her. That's what you're there for. I mean, as my wife tells me with the dogs, you got to love them. You can't kill them. Even those with the little attitude, like making sure he's not in here. Because if I say his name, he's going to start whining like he does every morning at 4:30. Like Scooter, the little grandpa of the bunch. He wants attention, he whines. He wants outside, he whines. When he's outside, he whines. When he's outside, he completely ignores his name. He forgets who he is. You can even be walking across the yard hollering at him, and he turns around, looks at you, keeps doing whatever it is he's doing because he doesn't care. His exact words to me yesterday was, "The jury is still out on that one." Yeah, he tried to get me to come into your stream yesterday to ask you about it. Yep, he did. And we did have pancakes last night for supper. They were so good. And I am so hungry this morning because I ate my fill last night, but I'm hungry this morning. I want some more. I really want some more. I'm getting paint markers this weekend to make them color coded. No, ma'am, we did not try that recipe, but thank you very much for it, and I intend to try it this weekend. I wanted to make some chocolate chip pancakes last night. I did. I really did. And we didn't do it because we didn't have any. Getting away from that sun's gravity well. That there is no excuse for them to be in the wrong spot. It happens. It happens. She didn't know Imfrey, so you can't really blame her. She didn't know, but she knows now. She knows what to look for. So, I mean, hey, I'll plug things in the wrong port before. Yep. I have. My wife has. I building somebody's computer. I accidentally plugged something in wrong and I caught it before I powered it up. It's a good thing I did. I don't use buttermilk. I just use regular milk. I've never really liked the taste of buttermilk. I never have. I don't know why. I can drink whole milk, 1%, 2%. And the 1% is kind of watery. I can drink it. My wife had me try soy milk one time. That was an aftertaste I didn't think I would ever get out of my mouth. She had me try almond milk. I was just looking at it going, almond milk. She's like, yeah, it's good. You got to try it. Didn't care for it. After I color code them, she will have no excuse. Yes, she will. The tape will come off. Sorry. Sorry, Blazin. Sorry. Just remember that, Blazin. When he starts to get on your case, just go take the tape off and then go wake him up again. That's just helpful payback because of the clips you've been making. But yeah, yep. Using paint markers, scrape the paint off. Scrape it off. Get a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad. Does wonders. I have nothing of value on me. Unless you want me to give you my Red Dirt Ranch, undergarments. I don't think you want them. I give you the dirty ones. We're not going to have any rapid braking maneuver. I could see that now. We're going to fly past the second time. Watching my gauges. Watching my radar. Come on. Come on. Probably got thrown well outside the shipping lane. I can even with this food. Oh, yeah. My wife does that to me sometimes. She comes up in there with something on a fork. She goes, "Here, taste this." Especially the way she cooks. So I just look at it, trying to identify what it is before I put it in my mouth. She goes, "Go on, it's good." It's like, I've tried some of the things you've called good before. Now, some of the things she called good, I wouldn't have fed to the dogs. Ceasing all forward movement. Okay. Give them the one with the hole in the Thursday. You know, that was that really was an accident. I thought my mic was muted. I Okay. Now I just have to accept it. But yes, yes. See, he forgets I know where he sleeps and I do all the cooking. Ooh, blazing. If I got some stuff for you, I'll make sure to send you something to put in his food, special for him, and you can tell him it came from me. Good morning, Nightmare. How are you doing this morning? Yeah, I know. They denied me. They denied me. They think I'm a bad influence, so they're trying to keep me out. They think I'm a bad influence. Yes, Impreed, I know that there's 135 views on it. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I never would have known. I'm good except for the part I'm thinking about leaving my current squadron. Really? Time difference is too much. I understand. I understand. When I used to play Eve online, the mercenary group I was with, we were 4 different corporations. 3 of them were European. We were the only Americans. It made us hard for us to do giant roaming gangs because it was, maybe 20 of us, sometimes against corporations of 5,000. Used to be we would just look at it like a challenge. You'd go out anyway. Every now and then we'd find somebody to gank. Other times we all got destroyed in seconds. But I do understand that one. Go to Timbala. Got another one here. You know what? Let's see. What missions do we have from here? Gotta have something worthwhile. Something good. Really? All right. Let's see real quick. Let us see real quick. How do we want HE suits? Let's see where the closest station is that has them. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it and do it. We'll go run grab these things real quick. Make a quick bit of money. If I could see clearly enough to type it all in. There we go. But you know, Blaze, my wife did that one time with food. She fixed the spaghetti sauce, and I was sitting there eating it, and it tasted good. And I couldn't figure out what she had done to it. And she still never actually answered the question of what she did to it. But I'm sitting there, I'm eating it. It tastes good. I'm enjoying it. She starts laughing. She goes, "How do you enjoy the special ingredient in there?" I stopped eating. I didn't finish it. Because I also noticed that she wasn't eating. I want to know what she put in that food. He still never answered that question. Since she wasn't eating, I was actually wondering if she put dog food into it. Now, my ex-wife, she tried to do that one time. She really did. She made hamburgers. Something about them didn't smell right. I looked in the garbage can and there was a can of Alpo in there. It's like, absolutely. That was right before I caught her cheating, and no, no. She would not fix my food anymore after that. I would not touch anything she put her hands on. Oh, about like the filet mignon, dog food, wet burrito. I made my ex. Thought it was, yeah, yeah. But see, my current wife, I don't know what she put in her spaghetti sauce, so I stopped eating. But I know that she was not touching it. I was starving that day. But my ex was fixing 2 hamburgers. They smelled wrong. And normally when she fixed hamburgers, she fixed a couple for herself. That day she didn't. So I knew that there was something up. This was, God, 92, 93. It was about a week after that I caught him cheating. If she doesn't eat it, there's something. There's definitely an issue. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like dogs, you know. If you put a plate of food on the floor, your food, and you put it on the floor to them, and they walk up to it and they smell it and they walk off. Yeah, my dog did that. My dogs love peas. My dogs love just about anything, but I make sure that what we give them can't hurt them. We had to pick the garbage can up off the floor, put it on top of the freezer. They Most of the time they don't get into the garbage can, but Penny's big enough that she can knock the can over for everybody to help themselves to. Yeah. My dogs won't eat broccoli. They love carrots. They love carrots. An apple, and if you eat an apple in the house, they're all right there, all of them. You got 24 little eyes all watching you. They all want a piece of apple. Unfortunately for them, apple is like a laxative. Found that out after the first time we gave it to them. The mudroom at night where they're allowed to go if they have to go in the middle of the night. That was a disaster. I had to take the dogs all out in the front yard because I couldn't get out the back door. That's how bad it was. Those apples too. So, Nightmare, are you going to end up joining another one right away? You going to go solo for a little while? What are you going to end up doing? But you know, the apple's pretty good. I mean, the vet was always like, when they were a little constipated, they'd always tell me, give them a little Pepto. I got two dogs that fight with Pepto. They hold it in their mouth until you walk away and they start spitting it all over the place. Yeah. It's always a fight when I have to give them Pepto. And the worst part is, it's the two that are most susceptible to the weather changes. Believe me, we had hell with them last week. Big time. Not sure yet, considering making my own European based squadron, but I'm not quite sure. Oh, sounds good. HE suits. Let's see. I need a 42. All right, we got them. Now we plot our course back. Going back to where we came from. To actually make sure that. Are you okay? Really? So, see, that's him. Excuse me. No, no, no whining. You've got this thing about whining between 4:30 and 6:30 in the mornings. No whining. Now you just lay there and be a good boy. Okay? It's okay. He's now going to keep this up the rest of the morning. Yeah. Might even take a shot at going into a role playing squadron. That could be fun. That could be fun. I like the sounds of that one. And you see Blazing Penny with her ear meds. Oh, we call her. She comes right over to take them because she knows that anything we do for her is to help her out. But she's always good. But when she takes her medicine, that we always give her a little taste of peanut butter. Oh, not Penny. She lays there. She just lets me put the drops in, massage them in. Sometimes we give her a little bit of Benadryl just to ease the discomfort because she likes the bubblegum flavored. All we do is tell her to come on over, get a little bit of bubblegum. We got it in her little syringe, and she's there. She likes the taste of it. She doesn't like the taste of the grape, but she doesn't like the taste of cherry. She likes bubblegum. Yep. My fussy Brad is a... Oh, you see, that's Sadie. See, Sadie's got to take medicine for has to take pills for when her stomach's upset during the weather changes. So we just give her that instead of the Benadryl. I mean, instead of the Pepto. So we have to kind of force it in her mouth. So when she sees a big wad of peanut butter coming, she resists. Kind of like Max does when it's time for his bath. He turns to a little battle badger. He goes from this cute little cuddly sweetheart rat terrier to nothing but teeth and a ball of fur. First time he did that, we had to yank our hands back because I thought I was going to lose a couple of fingers. Yeah, I'm talking about you. He's sitting down here looking at me. Thing is about Benadryl is go to Walmart, get yourself a little syringe like. You can go to a pharmacy and ask them; they'll just give you one. It's a cheap little syringe. There's no needle at the end. Just pull it up in it, put it to the back corner of the mouth, slip it between their teeth, and just slowly push it in. This way, here they don't choke on it. And if he likes it, he'll take it. If not, he'll resist. But if you let him smell it first, he may just sit there and try to lick it directly out of it for you. That's what we did with her. And at first she resisted. Then we got it between her teeth and started kind of forcing her to take it. And then we changed over to bubblegum. We realized that she absolutely loved it. I don't have to force her to do anything. Now, my old dog, he had Roscoe, he was diabetic. He had to have insulin shots twice a day. And when he started acting bad, we had to check his blood. Oh, you know, dogs, unlike humans, it's easy to poke our fingers, get a little drop of blood we need. I had to do it from the tip of his tail, his ear, or from the inside of his mouth. And the inside of the mouth was always easier. I never used the little device to do it because I didn't want it going deep. I would have to hold him down, and most of the time, if he was having issues with blood sugar, he would just lay there. I'd gently poke just enough, get the little drop of blood. It would almost immediately stop afterward. I would test it, and when I needed to give him something, our vet was like, give him some Coke, give him some Coca-Cola. He didn't like the taste of Coca-Cola. He liked Dr. Pepper. We had to have Dr. Pepper in the house for him. You know, people, it's easy. You just carry a candy bar around, or gumdrop or something. Him, Dr. Pepper. We'd give him a little bit of it. After a few little sips, he was okay. He was good to go. I'd check his blood sugar beginning at about an hour later. It's where it was supposed to be. I always hated giving him his shots. Always did. He never resisted. Never did, because he knew he had to have them. But I always hated doing it, because there were some times when I would give him into his neck, I guess I would hit a nerve. And as fast as he would yelp, I'd hurry up and yank the needle back out because I couldn't do it. Oh, was that Dilly? Dilly, thank you very much for the host, sir. How are you doing this morning? Welcome in. Hope you have yourself a good day. You're not taking my HE suits. You're not getting them. Absolutely not. Those are mine. Mine, mine, mine. Like a little kid. Those are mine. I'm laying on the brakes, but it don't matter. We're flying right past it again. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is our beautiful destination, Mr. Thomas Stop. And if you notice, we're just going to do a scenic flyby. Yes, that's what we're going to call it. We're just doing a scenic flyby right here. Got to make it look good. Got to make it sound good. You don't want to let the passengers know they've got an incompetent pilot who will fly them into the star. That's right. As long as they think you're calm, cool, collected, they'll enjoy their trip. My pit bull had allergies, so I had to keep Benadryl for her. Oh, no. Wrong button. Wrong. Oh, son of. That one was clearly on me. Oh. I meant to hit boost, not warp. How you doing, Hillbilly 359? Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. See, the boost was what I meant to hit, not the other. That was really a bad maneuver. I really have got to get a HOTAS and get rid of this controller. I have got to. I really have got to. Well, the message on the squadron is out. Hopefully, the start of something better. Hey, man, you never know. This could be something that you really want to do. I mean, whether you want to create one or join an RP, you may have more fun doing it. You really might. You really might. You never know. You never know until you take that step. I'm doing good, Hillbilly. How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Hillbilly 359, a friend of mine, good friend of the stream. If you don't know who he is, please click that link, go over, give him a follow, leave his notification bell on, make sure you tell him Astro sent you over. I mean, a good friend of mine started a business related stream team here on Twitch after he got his partnership. He was very nervous about it. He was very nervous. But he's also one who does a lot of thinking before he makes a step like that. And you never know until you make that first step. You know, I hope you success, and you know, if you decide to create your own or go into another squadron, I really do. As long as you have fun doing it. That's always the key part. You know, some people get a little carried away for games, but as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. I know I say that quite often, but man, I've seen some games where some people just carry on like this, you know, little escape world is real. You know, I've had a good friend. If you notice, keyword to that is had. That he got so wrapped up in a game that he forgot his real world responsibilities. He lost friends because he was more interested in playing the game instead of getting out of the house and doing things like we used to do continuously. We used to go camping all the time in the summer. Oh, couldn't. He had to play games. He started calling in sick to work. Started calling in sick to work just to play. His wife got so fed up that she left him and took the kids. You know, and this is escape. It's to have fun. Exactly, Blazin. You know, we've got so much stuff that goes on in our lives. This is our escape. This is our way to have fun. You know, it's like I said, I can go to a bar and spend $60 in one night. My wife, she doesn't like me drinking, but she tolerates it at home because of the fact I'm at home. I'm not, you know, out there in the street somewhere. But like some people kind of forget, this is just a temporary escape. You know, we can have fun. We can make a business out of it. Just some people just take it a little bit overboard. I've seen friendships end over around a battlefield. Like, are you kidding? Really? I used to play back in the 90s a game Command HQ with a good friend of mine. Now you could fight, what was it? I think it was World War One through four. And we used to fight World War Three. And he used to get bent out of shape because I used to beat him all the time. He quit talking to me about it. He quit talking to me over it. And we were friends for 18 years, 19 years over a stupid game. Now he's telling me I was wrong. Hey, morning, Freight Chick. How you doing this morning, sir? Welcome in. Well, good morning, Freight Shake, and thank you very much for that subscription, sir. It's greatly appreciated. Welcome to the Delta Fleece. Oh, no, no, no. Planetary? Yep. Right. Okay. It's all good. For a 5-month resubscription. Greatly appreciated, sir. Thank you. Glad to hear you're doing well. Hope your family and everybody is doing well and everything that's going on. Staying nice and warm after all that cold snap that hit. And hope your weather's starting to return back to normal. Hopefully Texas is back to usual temps this time of year. I know those of us here in Kansas are supposed to be. I'll be glad they are. I know they'll be glad they are. I've got friends down the San Antonio area that she's having to deal with busted pipes. One's dealing with busted pipes. One, her water lines are still frozen. Supposed to be starting to thaw out now, but the fact is she still don't have power to her house. All of her neighbors got power, she don't. So she's waiting for the energy company to come out there and get her lines checked out, see what's going on with that. Now, my friends in Louisiana, they got hit with thunderstorms and the ice storm. So I had to listen to him complain. Like, man, we've been hit with that before. We got hit with that while I was down there. No. Came down slowly, gradually, and we're right here, right at our destination. So how come I can't do this in space sometimes? Yeah. Okay, Nightmare. We'll still be here, sir. Oh, yeah. My friend in San Antonio. Oh, yeah. She sent me a message. She goes, And hopefully she's got her water back. Hopefully she does. But she knows for a fact that she's got busted pipes. She knows that she does. No, she was upset about everything. Complaining about the water, the fact that she had just gone grocery shopping. She's having to throw out all that food that was in her fridge. Yeah, we had that happen one time in Baton Rouge too. We put everything in an ice chest and had it just sitting outside with the lids open. It was freezing outside. Inside the refrigerator was warming up. It was colder outside than inside, so why not? Kept the milk and everything good. Milk had little chunks of ice in it. Orange juice did too. Food was still edible. But we got lucky though when it started warming up outside, we got our power back and was able to put the stuff back in. We didn't lose anything. I think the only time we ever really lost some stuff was we had bought a side of beef before Hurricane Andrew hit in 92. Without power for 7 days. And we ended up having a big barbecue, just like everybody up and down the street. We had electrical workers in from, all neighboring states trying to help us out. Hell, we were sending people, go get them, bring them here. Tell them to come get something to eat. We were barbecuing everything. And we were telling them if they had more charcoal, bring that, because, we take that as payment. Just as, thank you for helping us try to get our power back. I ended up cooking and giving away an entire side of beef because it was either that or it was going to go bad. Everybody had a good time. We never bought another side of beef, though. See, we're going to be obscured on the other side of the planet. Yep, there we go. Okay. We're going to continue turning away from the sun just a little bit. Okay, that was a little bit more than what I wanted, but that'll work for me. Come to our little navigation panel here. Oh, we have to go there too. Okay. I guess that was mass lock dropping. Getting out of the planet's atmosphere to where we can turn back toward our destination. Well, I have good news and bad news. I found the issue with the steps. Bad news is I can't fix it. How bad is it that you can't fix it? Or what's wrong with it to where you can't fix it? Quarter-inch difference in the concrete. So one side of it has raised up a quarter-inch over the other. Get yourself some metal shims. Oh, wait, that's not where I wanted to go. I don't know why I'm aiming at that planet. That's not where I wanted to go. Uh, Go to a hardware store, get yourself some metal shims to put up underneath your stair on that side or the other side to balance them out. Yeah. Um, just keep an eye on it for when it starts to drop, if it starts to drop, so that this way here you can start to remove them. And since you know that it's happened once, it will more than likely happen again. That's if it does go back down. Hmm. Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what Imfried said. We That's the most I could suggest for a quick fix right now, until you can wait to see if it goes back down. Sometimes these things sometimes these things will slip back down and go into place once everything thaws out. But there are other times that dirt and other debris may get up underneath that pad that holds it up that will keep it from going back into its position. Yeah. I most definitely would also. I most definitely would also. Because with your wife, with your daughter, that's a safety risk. With you, your size, the stairs could flip over. You know, all of you could injure yourselves. Plus the fact that, you know, next year, if it doesn't go down, it could be worse. It could make you front stairs almost unusable. Plus, in an emergency, if you try to evacuate real quickly down those stairs, you may forget. But yeah, they need to address that issue, and they need to address that issue quickly to get it taken care of. And I know you, and I know that you're not going to take it's a non issue, or, you know, they're delaying tactics. You're not going to take that. That's not an answer. We all know that concrete cracks under stress, under heat, under cold. But having one side of it lift up a quarter inch, that's that's a good bit. They're just going to have to take that out and report. That's all there is to it. They need to reinforce it also to make sure that that does not happen again. Check the cargo hold. Scan it. There's nothing there. There is nothing in it. It is empty. We're not going to do a scenic flyby this time. I'm watching my gauges very closely. Very closely. Come on, big guy. Come on. Come on. A little bit further. There we go. There we go. There we go. We got it. Blazing. Man, can't read this morning. Blazing brought us being behind on lot rent. Nope, that's not an excuse. They cannot do that. They cannot do that. They are still required to maintain it. They're still required to maintain it. They cannot hold that against you. They can't. Landlords are still required to maintain the property. Hey, Wicked, how you doing? Welcome in, sir. Good morning to you. Exactly, a safe living environment. Blazing, if they're lawyers, they know it. What they're going to try to do is give you a runaround. They're going to try a delayed tactic. Don't stand for it. Don't stand for it. You know, you can look this stuff up online in Michigan of what the landlords are required to do. Make sure you have that information handy when you call them, and if necessary, use it against them. But be careful about how you phrase it, because you are just a little bit behind on the rent. Don't give them an excuse to, say, start eviction proceedings. That's the reason why you got to be careful about the phrasing part. But right now, I believe that evictions are all still on hold. So they still need to do it. Regardless, they still need to do it, no matter what excuse they try to give. Nine new messages. My brain is like, most of them, I can almost guarantee you that most of these are reputation changes. Oh, okay. Well, there's a courier job available. Leave that one. Tip off. Serious system permit. PLX 695 permit. I've been promoted to warrant officer. Reputation change, reputation change, reputation change. Okay. Possible mission. We'll drop that one off. Secondary contract. Haldeman Dock. That was for something I did last night. We'll go back to Haldeman Dock and check that out in a little bit. Hey, good morning, Punova. How are you doing? Welcome in, Commander. Welcome in. Yeah, no, I'm bad about checking the messages. Most of the time the reputation changes and I just kind of blow them off. I know. I'm bad. I'm bad about that about my mail outside the mailbox. I'll let it go several days before I go outside to go pick it up and read it. Because most of the time it's either junk about extended vehicle car warranties, some kind of medical stuff I never signed up for, want me to get tested and pay out of pocket, or bills. I don't know why I still get paper bills because I also get the emails for them. So I don't know why. I read them and throw them away, but deleting, nope. Well, you know, the reputation change is just what it is. It's a reputation change. The one about the ranking up in the federal, yeah, that was pretty good. I like looking at those for a while. System permits, I probably should have held on to, so I add it to my list beside me, but that's okay. And see, the thing is, though, just like my real mail, I got my stack of bills over here. Believe me, they're old because they've all been paid. But my wife gets important stuff in the mail, like, where is it? Like, okay, here's our replacement credit card. You know what she did with one of them one day? She didn't even open it. She just threw it in the garbage. Told her, oh, you know, credit card's about to expire. Bank sent us a new one. Oh, I wonder if that's what I threw away. What? Yeah, it's in the bag of garbage outside. I had to go get it. Like I'm taking all the junk mail, I'm feeling it, and I find one with the card in it, I bring it back inside. It's like, why don't you throw it away? Well, I thought it was junk. I mean, you don't feel that hard thing in the middle of it? I think there was a tab where you could see all your permits. I thought I did too. I thought I saw one somewhere also. Let's see. Matchmaking, commanders, squadron feed, incoming text messages. That's not it. There we go. Permits. Sol, PLX 695, Vega, Beta Hydri, Sirius. Now I know I got more than that. I know I've got more than that. Because I had a permit also. Yeah, okay, there's Sol. I still think I got more than that. Yeah. Your right panel? I had seen it one time when I was searching through it, but I had never gone back to look for it. I was looking for it the other day and wasn't paying attention, and well, got blown up by somebody. That's what I get for sitting in the sun looking for something. Oh, I got them all, even the CG one. Let's see how I'm doing looking on the ranks. Man, I still got to work on that mostly harmless. That's bad. That is bad. Haven't been to Empire or Alliance yet. Just been doing Federation stuff. Grab a quick little fuels. Always got to get a splash of fuel whenever you can. New CG, by the way. CG. Okay. Sorry, I'm tired this morning. What's CG? My mind is mush. I'm sorry, Nightmare. Basically bounty hunting. Okay. Community goal. Federation is working with Cirrus Corporation to offer bounty hunting opportunities to protect the diplomatic conference. Several unanticipated threats. Let's see. To earn rewards, you can sign up as active participant. Only bounties handed in after signing up will count towards your personal contribution. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. That's nothing new. He is old. His mind has been turning to mush for a while now. Well, thank you, Emfried. I love you too. Really? Really? Thanks, Emfried. I needed that. $138.67. I think I know where I may be going this weekend. Sorry. For some reason, I got the hiccups every now and then. See how to make comments like that? Not what I was expecting you to say. Oh, I'm sorry. You were waiting for me to make my usual smart aleck comments. Okay. And no, Miss Blazin, you don't make comments like that. No, ma'am, you do not. You do not. I just give you friendly suggestions. Yes, ma'am, you do. You give very friendly suggestions. I'll grab a couple more while we're here. These two will be going back to our temporary home system. I think I might be going online for the CGC myself. It sounds like a good one. It really does. Yes, ma'am, you do give pancake recipes. And yes, Imfried, I know I normally say bite me. But, well, you kind of. That's some of the nicer things I could say. I could say worse. I could say a lot worse. But I don't. I don't. Also, paint jobs for 75% and 25%. That'd be pretty good. I think I got these ships painted blue, or they're just the original color. Miss Blazon, let me put it this way. You are more subtle in the way that you do things. Imfried is just like me. He's blunt. He's to the point. You are a little bit more subtle about it. You kind of hide them in sweet little innocent comments. See? I know you type. I know. I know. Because my wife has a way of making something sound so sweet while she's cutting you down to the core. She just has that little knack. She just sounds like a sweet and innocent older lady paying you a compliment. And at the same time, she's just slamming you to the floor over and over again. Yes, yes. Acceleration white and gold. Those would be some good colors. Those would be some real good colors. Unless someone makes me mad, then I blow up and can make people cry. Yeah, she can do that too. And see, the key thing is though is that she could do stuff like that. She kind of gets away with it a little bit because she will. Yet she always says that my mouth is going to get me in trouble and get me popped in it. Yeah, I've been punched in the mouth before. You know, and I've responded back in kind. It has never stopped me yet. It's got me in lots of trouble over the years. It really has. Can't tell you the number of times I've gotten in trouble because of my mouth. You know, I always surprise people who strike me when I hit them back in their nerve bundles. Courtesy of all the training I had as a prison guard. I can't all understand all of a sudden why when I hit them in one spot, their legs give out. Their arms don't work for a moment. Yep. She's the wolf in sheep's clothing. I swear I'm just a wolf. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. My mother raised me to speak my mind. And I remember in high school, she told me one time she actually started to regret the fact of allowing me to be that way. This got me in so much trouble. So much. Time I ever learned to curtail my mouth was when I was in the service. That's when I kept my mouth shut. But believe me, as soon as those officers walked away, I said what I wanted to. And I wasn't the only person. Especially the officers who thought they knew my job better than I did. Because believe me, I'd have gladly stood up and let them sit at that radar screen to see what they knew how to do. Which to most of them was absolutely nothing. I made a school superintendent cry and a week later quit. I love it. You're going to have to tell me that story sometime. You really are. Only because you lost count after you ran out of fingers and toes? Yeah. My mom will actually claim not to know me when I get really angry. My mother done that to me before. She did that to me before. I got angry at somebody and went off on them. And my mom, who was standing beside me, I realized all of a sudden she was gone. I start walking by her in the store going, why won't you talk to me? She goes, I don't know who you are. I'm just looking at her and go, what? She's like, you're trouble. I don't know who you are. Get away from me. I'm just standing there looking at her going, and okay, I'll be outside at the car. Oh, now you're stalking me. I see how it goes. I was waiting for her to call mall security on me. My mom had a necklace for many years that contained her baby jewelry that my grandparents had got her. It was her baby ring, it was a locket, and it was a little flower with her birthstone in it. So her clasp had broken. So she went to this jewelry store one time in Mall in Baton Rouge. It's now out of business. She walked in there. They were supposed to just put a clasp on it, a small little clasp. And what they did to it was they damaged it. They damaged the whole necklace because they took a section of the links out that they weren't supposed to take out. And my mom is in there and she's raising 7 cons of hell. And mind you, I was in a store about five I was in another store about 5 stores over, and I heard her. And I took off running out of the store. I went to go pay for something, ended up just putting it on the counter and running out because I heard her voice and I knew what was about to happen. So I go running up in there, and they're like, ma'am, if you don't calm down, we're going to call mall security. She's like, call mall security because you're going to need them to keep me from beating your ass after what you've done to, my baby jewelry here. And I was like, what'd they do? Let me look at it. I saw it. And it's like, what the hell did y'all do? We did what we asked. This is not what she asked y'all to do. So they ended up giving her back the links that they took out, but they had somehow soldered their new connection to it. And it was a big, gaudy looking thing. It wasn't small and delicate like the rest of the chain. And they called mall security, and I picked her up, and I picked up the necklace, and they were like telling us, well, she hasn't paid for it yet. It's like, we're not paying for what you've done to this. You destroyed it. You damaged it. So I'm carrying her outside. I'm carrying her outside. Mall security comes up. They said that what they call her? Oh, a dangerous customer who was not allowed to go back to that store anymore. I was like, you don't need to worry about her. You need to worry about me when I go back in there. He just looked at me like, I'll shatter every damn cabinet they have in there. All that glass will be everywhere. I walked in there. I told those people, no way in hell were we paying for anything that they had done, that they destroyed it, that they needed to eat that cost. We didn't pay. We walked out. About a year later, we finally found another jewelry store that had opened up in Baton Rouge that actually could repair it. And they did. My mom was furious. She's been in clothing stores before where the sales clerks were insulting toward her and she flipped over racks of clothing. It's like, okay, I was never that bad at the time. Some of those things that, I just used to laugh back, sit back and laugh at when I think about them now because she used to say that I was the one who was always going to get in trouble with the cops because of my mouth. Nope, wasn't me. It was her. And after that incident at the mall, I told her, look, we got to go. She's like, why? It's like, because I don't have the money to bail you out of jail. That's why. And every time we went back in that mall, we'd walk past that store. She'd glare at them. She would glare. There was one time we walked past that store where she started hollering there, don't buy anything from them. They don't know how to fix jewelry for anything. They'll wreck whatever you take in there. I grabbed her hand and started walking fast, going, come on, let's go. Let's go. We don't need mall security called on us again. And she just looked at me. She goes, I don't know what you're talking about. They always call mall security on you, not on me. My mom was one of those feisty little Cajun women. Yeah. You ticked her off. She told you so in no uncertain terms. She never bit her tongue. She never did. She really was feisty. We had one time in the trailer park we lived in where some truck for the city decided to turn around. I mean, she's at home, it's during the week. We've got several empty lots on both sides of her, both sides of me. And this dump truck decides to turn around right in the middle of our street. And they back up and they hit the tongue of her trailer. They hit it bad enough and hard enough that they knocked pictures off the walls inside. And she runs outside and the truck's driving off. And she's hollering at me to get the number of the truck. And I got its license plate number and I got its ID number off the side. So we do some tracking. We determine what department it's from. And we get their manager out there. We get their supervisor out there. And we're telling them what's going on. We show them the damage done to the tongue of the trailer because it's new, it's not rusted. Her skirting is now completely popped out of place on all sides of the trailer because the trailer was moved and shifted. And you can look underneath it and see that the cinder blocks that were supporting it and leveling it were now moved. They were all shifted, and some of them were actually leaning over. And their driver's there, and he's saying he didn't do it. And she's like, you turned around right here. She walked out there and she showed a mark on the back of the truck from where the trailer had hit the tongue. City of Baton Rouge had to end up paying to re-level her trailer. $800 to re-level her trailer completely because of their driver. Hollering at them that, with all the empty lots on both sides, he could have turned around anywhere, but instead he decided to turn around between two other trailers across the street from each other. Didn't touch ours, didn't touch mine, backed into hers. Now, all she wanted them to do was re-level her trailer back the way it was. Their supervisor was like, well, we could just pull it back forward and, everything will go back in place. She's like, no, my trailer was leveled before that. You will pay to re-level. And the State Department she worked at had a lawyer who would occasionally do something to help an employee out, another state employee out, as long as you worked in that same building. And he made a few phone calls, and within a week, the city had everything leveled back out again. I mean, they had even broke the PVC line for the sewer. They had to replace that as well. She was furious. She was homesick that day too, and she went running outside. And I'm just looking at her because it was my day off, going, what the hell's wrong? Because I had just stepped outside. And she's hollering, get the numbers of the truck, get the numbers of the truck. Okay. I saw the numbers, I got them. And she started telling me what all they had done. It's like, well, we went inside to look at her trailer after they'd done it, and you could feel the floor shifting. You could feel the trailer kind of rock a little bit when you walked. Every picture that was on the wall was on the floor. Everyone. And her dog was scared. He didn't know what was going on. Into Meredith. We're gonna miss it. Too bad we can't hit the gravity well of the planet to shed some speed sometimes. Okay. My mom one time had moved into an apartment right after I graduated high school and I was home on leave. So I was helping her move. And I remember she had this little boy who came up there and asked her, was talking to her, asked her if she had any kids. Of course, my mom, she goes, yeah. She goes, you have some little kids you could come out and play? And she goes, yeah, he's here now. Hang on. And she goes, Hey, Russ. I came out and said, yeah. You know, I stood outside and she goes, this little boy was wanting to know if I had any kids to play. And it's like, oh, come on now. That's not right. Don't do that to that little boy. The kid was standing there, eyes wide open, mouth dropped. He was shocked. He got, I, I gotta go home now. I just look at my mom going, that was not funny. And she goes, well, he did ask if I had a little boy who could come out and play. Like, that is not what he meant. And she always used to introduce me as her little boy to all of her friends. This is my little boy. I towered over her by about a foot. Let us in. Let us in. Okay, come on now. Somebody's got to take off soon. Somebody? Anybody? My mom always tells me I may be bigger than her and 30. I'm still her little boy. Yeah, my mom used to tell me that all the time. My mom used to tell me that all the time. Yeah, that was her thing. She'd also be quick to remind me that I brought you into the world. I could take you out of it too. I just sit there and look at it and go, really? I remember after I got out of the Navy, she and I went to go play some pool with some friends of hers at a bar. And that was the first time she had ever seen me drink a beer. And she's just sitting there shocked looking at me. It's like, what? I've never seen you drink before. I drink more than this. Okay, somebody's taking off. Pad 5 just lit up. There he goes. Yeah. I was always her little boy. I was her little troublemaker. I was the love of her life. I was the cause of her having all of her gray and silver hair. I didn't take that one. I didn't take that one. I didn't take that one. Yeah. Back for short was arranging stuff for dinner tonight. We'll be going online soon myself, so I have to go in a bit. All right, Nightmare. Hey, I didn't know you stream, so let me give you a shout out there, sir. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the stream here, Mr. Nightmare. If you would, please go click that link, give him a follow, leave his notification bell on. Make sure you tell him Astra sent you over. Uh, I mean, I know that everybody's careful about, you know, you don't want to self promote. Man, I didn't know you. Seriously, I didn't know you streamed. So please accept my apologies. And, welcome. Welcome. I will be over in a little bit to check you out and give you a follow myself. In fact, let me do that real quick just so I don't forget because I got a lot of stuff to do after the stream. And the fact is, I'm still half tired, so I want to do it now before I do forget. There we go, sir. Got you following. I just didn't want to make it seem like I said I was going to, and I didn't. Fortunately, I'm bad about that sometimes. I don't mean to forget. I just unfortunately do. We'll call it old age. And Imfree, don't say it. But I know he'll say it anyway. It's fine. Like I said, I really appreciate it. You're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. All right, we're going to pull away from this station, go drop off our final loadout for the day. What's left to say? Well, I mean, you're always quick to point out, hey, you're old. You know you're old. Your mind's slipping. You're always trying to scare the hell out of me and give me a heart attack at 5 o'clock in the morning, too. Don't say you don't do that because you do. Yeah. Yeah. I did it for you. Oh, okay. Well, make it easier for you then. And believe me, one of the things my mom also used to say was I would probably never live long enough to be as old as she was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She loved that statement too. But then again, she also knew I was reckless. She knew I liked to skydive. And she watched me do it one day. She goes, "Why are you jumping out of a perfectly good airplane?" Because it's fun. I even paid one time for her to go up. So she got up in the plane, she got suited up, she went through the little instructional lessons. She got suited up. She got suited up. She went up in the plane. Instructor hooked up to her, and when it was time to jump, she backed out. I had already jumped. She watched me do it, and she had backed out. Because I flipped around. I was looking up toward the plane, and I realized that they never jumped, and the plane kept on going. So I finally got on the ground. They came and picked me up. I'm talking to her. I asked her what happened. She goes, "I was fine." She loved the plane trip up. She was fine. He hooked up to her. She goes, "I was good to go." I was standing at the door, and she goes, "I came to my senses and asked myself, what the hell am I doing?" And she wouldn't go. I'm afraid of heights. I can't blame her. That's the strangest part about me. I can climb on top of my house, and I'm kind of nervous about getting on the ladder to get back down. Always have been. But I could jump out of an airplane with no problem. I always could. I got on top of a house before to make some repairs to the roof and had to call the fire department because I actually couldn't get down. I was so terrified of getting on back on the ladder that I was going to fall off the roof. And called the fire department. Of course, there was one time I got on the roof and actually fell off of it. Maybe that didn't exactly help things. But yeah. So since I had paid for 2 jumps for her and she was refusing to make the jump, I had 3 jumps for the rest of the day. And I told her that's a lot more than what I've normally done. Most of the time when I do something like that, it was just, take a jump, take a break for maybe about 30 minutes, an hour, and then make another one. Then I was coming home. We ended up staying there for a while so I could do the 3 jumps. She's like, oh, I was fine watching you from the ground. I just wasn't doing it. So I was quick to point out to her that she was all energetic and gung-ho to go when I suggested it to her. Because I had asked her, would you like to go skydiving? She's like, well, yeah, I'd love to. And then we went through the lessons and everything. It's like, you sure you okay? Yeah. She suited up. You sure? Yeah. They got her set up in her parachute and all. It's like, you good? Yeah. She was kind of looking a little green. It's like, the first time, you're strapped to the instructor, right? He does everything. So you're just along for the ride. You're like a passenger in a car. She's like, I'm good with that. It's like, okay, for your second jump, you could, do it yourself with a instructor near you, or you could still be jumping tandem with him on your back. I'm good to go. Okay. Nope. Nope. She was good to that last second, and then she changed her mind. Even after watching me do it, she still wouldn't do it. Come on. Let me in. Do I have to bribe you to let me dock? Maybe? See, bribery. Money talks. Money talks. I offered money and all of a sudden I was granted permission to dock. Yep. Yeah. I tell you what, that little woman was fearless, but she would not do that. When I graduated from boot camp in the Navy, she got on an airplane to come up there to Great Lakes, Great Mistake, Chicago. Yep. She got on a plane to go up there to watch me graduate from Navy boot camp. And she said she was terrified because she had never been on an airplane before. It's like, well, that was actually the first time I had ever been on a plane too. Was flying up there. I thought it was good. I thought it was exciting. My mom was a little sweetheart. She was a little sweetheart, but she was a spunky little devil. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. All right. Unfortunately, it's that time. Time to start the day. Time for me to get the wife up, dogs outside, get them fed, and do all the good stuff I've got to do. So let's go see who we can find this morning. Let's go see who we could share the love with. And this is the perfect person right here. And he is fighting some pirates this morning. That's right. He is fighting pirates on Elite Dangerous. Perfect place, perfect time. I wish to thank everybody for coming in this morning. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the hosts. Thank you for the laughs, the follows. Thank you for everything. I do greatly appreciate it. I really do. Really do. I will be back at 5 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. And until that time, y'all take care, be safe, have yourselves a great day. Hope to see y'all tomorrow.